Hey gamers, hopefully you can see me. I am doing some of my protein bars today. So I'm going to take my foundation, which is Vitafiber. I'm going to turn my oven to medium. I'm going to pour in the Vitafiber. It's going to look really weird. I want to make sure to put enough so I can make enough protein bar. So it's like half of this will make a lot of protein bars. So you just wait for it to like simmer and it'll whiten up. Of course, you take the protein powder, which today I am having cookies and cream because that's all I'm left with out of the packs. So some of these are, I'm just gonna check this real quick. Okay, make sure you see it. Some of these are stuff that I picked up along the way. This is that no calorie, diabetic friendly sweetener I was talking about, but I'm obviously out of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some Swerve out of here if I can. Okay. Why am I low on everything? Okay. I'm gonna grab my cocoa powder and what's left of my Swerve, and I guess I'm gonna have to use a bunch of sugar packets. The stevia and the raw packets. This might be enough. No, it's definitely not enough Swerve. Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and put the Swerve in here since it's only a teeny tiny bit, as you can see. I don't know if my roommate used some or what. I'm going to put some cocoa powder, not a lot at all because it's pure and it's going to be bitter. It's not going to taste like chocolatey. I think it will. Yeah, sorry if I'm in the panic mode stage, but I was not counting on every single sweetener, artificial sweetener I had going bye-bye. So really don't want to use my roommate's crap because his is all sugar all the time and he doesn't really care about sugar. So alright, so, and believe it or not, I am going to stir this, and then I'm actually going to put a pinch of salt in there. It sounds really crazy. I'm just gonna go ahead and stir this up. But usually you wait for it to get like white. If you're doing this for the first time, I suggest you wait till it's white, because you're not gonna be able to gauge it like I am right now. You're gonna see it has to reach a certain type of viscosity, and it's kind of an eyeball thing with me at this point. Guess that's the only one is the Himalayan. Pinch of salt, bring out the sweetness, believe it or not. And I am going to get my sugar-free chocolate chip nibs. They are not bad, they're healthy, so. Alright, so I am just going to add the protein powder since now the top is like boiling and it's doing this thing. So I'm just gonna start putting the cookies and cream. This is not my chocolate recipe, by the way. I know like my aunt's probably gonna look at this and be like, oh my god, the chocolate. And no, it's not the chocolate one. This is my version of cookies and cream, which I miss my whisk. Where's my whisk? There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna whisk this together, and I'm also gonna stop this. It's getting a little crazy. Make sure nothing falls out. And we are going to put this inside the bowl I have here, but I just want to make sure to mix enough of this, and then it's going to be like playing with Play-Doh. And yes, I'm kind of making a mess right now, mostly because I need to clean this anyway, so it's not that serious to me right now. So what you're trying to do is get this all mixed up and all good to where it's going to be firmer and moldable, and when I say it looks like Play-Doh, it really does look like Play-Doh. It's pretty weird, pretty whatever. I'm gonna put one of those in there, one of those in here. That is 4 so far. And you can add quinoa or whatever you want to these, macadamia nuts, you know, whatever, literally. I tend to like my chocolate chips. I like the simpleness. I throw macadamia nuts in here sometimes, but I am all out. Should throw some almonds in there actually, but I didn't grind any pre, so okay. So this is, I believe, 3 scoops, and then there's an extra one in here. So now that it's like this, that's what you want. So I'm just gonna dump it all in the bowl. And okay, now I'm going to trade off to the scooper because this is just too sticky sometimes. But if you're making protein bars, like, VitaFiber is awesome. So you want to try to scoop every little last bit out of there. Make sure that's out of your way. And now I'm just going to mix this as well as I can. And even though it's warm, this is when I stick like a couple of these in there, just because I want the heat kind of melted in there. It just makes them fudgy. So small little, half a handful, you know, not even. Oh, okay. All right, roommate, this is not quality cookware. That's crazy. Okay, now it's like Play-Doh. And this keeps sucking off, so, ow, whoa, okay, don't do that. Don't do that. I just burned my hand. I forgot how hot it stays. It stays hot for a long time, which is why I put the chocolate chips in there like that. Okay, you are obviously not working. Maybe a PCU I can use. Yeah, I'll just use the handle because this is just getting ridiculous. I don't want to waste this. Hot. Yep. Okay, handle. You let me down, Scooby thing. Okay. Makes this really good. And you see it looks like Play-Doh. I'm trying to scoop up all the protein and everything, but that will come. These. Okay, so I have 2 of these. I have these were for the keto bombs. I don't know if I'll be able to make bite size, honestly. Normally, I would do this in a plastic bag, but we're out and I don't feel like doing it. So I'm just going to glob some in every single thing. over so it's more visible. Oh, the stick seems to be doing than the other thing was, so. Whew. Remember, the bowl's still hot. If you have like winter gloves or something, I'd wear those. Okay, this one's gonna be, I want it to be portioned, so I don't want to put too much in one. Normally, I would be able to make another tray of these, but I didn't want to measure and I didn't want to take a lot of time, so I'm just doing this eyeballing it. And if you feel free to eyeball it too, you know. It's just how it is today. As long as you pay attention to the viscosity and everything. And, I got this recipe I tweaked off of Keto Connection because it's their version of what is it? One of those keto bars. I forget which one. Quest bars, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm trying to get every single bit, and the rest of this I'll just eat off the spoon because you don't want to waste any. Especially since COVID apparently made the Vita stuff more expensive, which I'm just like not down for that. I'm glad I bought like in bulk before the COVID happened. Okay. Now see, I don't mind licking my fingers and putting them back in because I know this is just for me. Wear some plastic gloves or something if it's not just you, you know. So, believe it or not, I'm gonna get some plastic wrap so I can bend these down. Well, pound them down anyway. Believe it or not, this is pretty much my recipe. Wow, okay, I went with the sugar-free version because I forgot to put the sugar in because I'm so used to the other sugar. I'm just gonna fill it with like water and that sugar. That way I know I have a sweetener. Okay, so you don't need a big piece, you just need enough to shield you from the stickiness of patting these down. So you're going to, doesn't matter if they're perfect, as long as they're edible, you're good. Carry some of that over here because it was too much over there. And see, it comes like right up so you can put it in a different spot. I was so obsessed with making these actually that I had them at a family event and I had them in the car and my aunt just was like, what are these? Why are they in the back seat? Like, why are you being ghetto? She didn't understand my love for the protein bar. Perfect getaway for a diet, okay? Especially the macronutrient diet. You do the servings right. Like, see, I'm making some of these bigger and some of these smaller because if I'm going to eat, you know, if I'm late for an appointment, then I'll eat the small one. If I know that I'm taking that as a whole meal, then I'll make the bigger one. For me, and these, believe it or not, are still pretty warm and hot, so that just tells you how long on medium, you know, this stays hot for quite a while. got sugar-free candy. It's cocoa nibs, so that's, you know, if you want to ruin your diet and throw M&Ms in there, that's a different story. But I try to stay on diet, which means less carbs, but it's not all carbs. So I just won't have one of these every day. This will be like a sometimes thing, you know. Okay. So, well, there's a hole in there. I want them to be a little bit squarish because it helps the form hold better. So now I just fold this over and throw it away. You know what? I'm a genius. Since I didn't put sugar in them, I'm gonna sprinkle a little of that on there because it will stay. I don't want too much. Too much. Okay. It's better if you cook it in the recipe, but I mean, you could do this too, I guess. Sprinkles, whatever you want. It'll stick. Oh God, I didn't mean to do that. That piece is just gonna be extra sugary. Or I can just scoop it maybe. That's not turning out too good. Okay, get some of it. Let's just at least spread it out. All right, cool. And that is pretty much my brownies. With the chocolate, I do the same exact thing, except it's chocolate protein. So the chocolate protein, I actually did put macadamia nuts on the top, and I had a chocolate underneath. So they turned out so fudgy. But that's why I mix a little bit of chocolate chip in there with them. And yeah, so the Vitafiber, and if you want to watch the video on how to make the actual, like, you know, the real professional whatever version, you can go to Keto Connection, but their recipe is for only one at a time. So I magnified it and made it into a bigger recipe so I could do a bunch of protein bars at once. It's kind of a messy process because you have to kind of hurry, but other than that, I could easily make 2 trays in one batch. So I hope you had a great time in my kitchen, and now you'll have to get out. Stay healthy and subscribe. Bye.